Today, I am going to share my experience of learning a language, French. Learning French has been an exciting and rewarding experience for me. I decided to learn French for several reasons. First, I've always been fascinated by the beauty of the language. The sound of French words feels so smooth and elegant, and I've always admired how it's spoken in songs, movies, and books. I also had a deep interest in French culture, things like the food, fashion, art, and history. I wanted to experience all of this in a way that felt more personal, not just through translations or subtitles. I began learning French a few years ago, and at first, I wasn't sure where to start. It seemed like such a complex language with many rules, but I was determined. I decided to take an online course to get a basic understanding of the language. The lessons started with simple words and phrases, like greetings and basic questions. I used apps on my phone to practice new vocabulary and worked through exercises every day to build my confidence. At first, it was slow, and I often felt frustrated by the grammar, especially the gendered nouns and tricky verb conjugations. Over time, I started to make progress. I moved on to more interactive methods to improve my speaking and listening skills. I watched French films with subtitles, listened to French songs, and followed French podcasts. I also found a language exchange partner, someone I could talk to in French and English, which really helped me practice in real conversations. Speaking with someone regularly made me more comfortable, and I could learn real-world expressions and slang. One of my proudest moments was when I could finally say my first complete sentence, Je parle un peu français, I speak a little French. It was a simple sentence, but it felt like a big achievement. As I continued to practice, I realized that the more I learned, the more interesting the language became. I started to enjoy listening to French music and watching French movies. I loved hearing the way people spoke and trying to understand the words. My favorite thing was reading simple books in French. I started with Le Petit Prince, The Little Prince, which is a children's book, but it helped me learn new words and understand how sentences are put together. At times, learning French was frustrating. For example, when I tried to understand how native speakers spoke so quickly, it felt like they were talking too fast for me to keep up. But I didn't let that stop me. I kept practicing, listening to podcasts, and watching French shows. Slowly, I got better at understanding what people were saying, even if they spoke fast. One of the best parts of learning French is being able to use it when I travel. The first time I went to Paris, I felt so proud to be able to order food in French and ask for directions. It made the experience so much more enjoyable. I was able to connect with people in a deeper way, even if I wasn't perfect at speaking. Learning French has also opened up many new opportunities for me. I've met new people who speak French, and I've been able to make friends from different parts of the world. It has also helped me understand French books, movies, and songs in a way I never could before. There's so much beauty in the language, and I feel lucky to be able to experience it. The journey of learning French isn't over yet. I still have a lot to learn, and sometimes it feels difficult. But every time I use the language, whether it's in a conversation or reading something in French, I feel proud of how far I've come. Learning French has been a wonderful adventure, and I can't wait to continue it. That was the story of the language I learned. I hope you enjoyed hearing about it. What language have you learned?